Welcome to the Williams AV Infinium Receiver tutorial. A complete Infinium system includes a controller, transmitter, and a receiver. An Infinium receiver can be used to listen to Auracast audio that's configured and broadcast by the Infinium controller and transmitter. It can subscribe to any Infinium broadcast within range. In this tutorial, we'll walk through the general operation of the receiver, along with the configuration options available. If you're looking for guidance on setting up a complete Infinium system, including a controller and transmitter, please be sure to check out our Infinium controller front panel UI and Web UI tutorial videos. First, let's look at the physical components of the Infinium receiver. We'll introduce all the components and then walk through their functions. On the top of the receiver, you'll find the headphone jack on the left and the power status button on the right. On the bottom of the receiver, there's a USB-C port. On the front of the receiver, there's a display screen. Below the display, there are control buttons, a down arrow, up arrow, channel balance button, and menu select button. Power button. To turn the receiver on or off, press and hold the power button for about 3 seconds. When enabled, the LED indicates the receiver's power and connection status. Solid blue means it's powered on and connected to a broadcast. Flashing blue means it's powered on and not connected to a broadcast. Solid red means it's charging, and solid green means it's fully charged. You can also press the power button to turn the display on or off as needed. To enable or disable the LED, please refer to the Advanced Menu section later in this video. USB-C port. The USB-C port is used for charging and software updates. To charge the receiver, a USB-C charging cable and a 5-volt charging block may be used, as well as any Williams AV Auracast receiver charging bay. Display screen. When the device is powered on and the display is active, the radio status icon appears at the top left of the screen, and the battery life indicator appears at the top right of the screen. If the receiver is not connected to any channel, the radio icon will have a backward slash through it, 2 dashes will appear in the center of the display, and the top LED will flash blue continuously. If the receiver is currently or was previously connected to a channel that is now out of range, the channel name will still appear in the center, but the radio icon will show a backward slash through it. If the receiver is connected to a channel and the broadcast is in range, both the radio icon and the channel name will display normally. Arrow buttons. The up and down arrow buttons are used to adjust the headphone volume from the main menu, navigate through settings and advanced menu, and change values when configuring a setting. Channel balance button. Press the channel balance button once to open the channels menu. You'll see a list of available channels. Use the up and down arrows to scroll through the list. To the right of each channel, there's a signal strength indicator that displays the broadcast signal strength of that channel. Press the menu select button to choose a channel. The channel names are set using the controller Web UI in the transmitter settings. To learn more about the Web UI and how to manage channel names, watch our Infinium controller Web UI tutorial video. While the receiver connects, the top LED will flash blue. Once connected, a check mark will appear next to the selected channel. If you're joining an encrypted channel, you will need to enter the passcode after selecting the channel to be able to connect to the broadcast. Use the up and down arrows to change the passcode character and the menu select button to advance through the characters and submit the passcode. Once you've successfully connected to a channel, you'll be able to listen to the audio with your Auracast-enabled hearing aids or Williams AV headphones connected to the headphone jack on the receiver. Some users with hearing aids that aren't Auracast-enabled may have a telecoil or T-coil feature built into their hearing aids. If your hearing aids have the T-coil feature, you will need an ADA-compliant Williams AV neck loop connected to the Infinium receiver headphone jack and worn around the neck, with the T-coil feature turned on the hearing aid in order to hear the audio. From the channel menu, press the channel balance button again to open the left to right balance adjustment setting, which allows a user to shift the balance, also called panning, of the audio either more to the left ear or more to the right ear. Users who have hearing loss more in one ear than the other may use this feature to accommodate their needs. Use the down button to shift the audio more to the left ear and the up button to shift it more to the right ear. If the setting is centered, the audio will be equally weighted between the left and right ears. Press the Channel Balance button again to return to the main menu. From the main menu, pressing the Menu Select button once opens the Receiver's Settings and Information menu. Use the up and down arrows to navigate through the menu options, and when the desired category is outlined, press the Menu Select button again to enter that category. Next, let's walk through each of the menu categories and their functions. From the main menu, press the Menu Select button to open the Settings and Information menu. You'll see the following categories listed: Brightness, About, Regulatory, and Advanced menu. On the top left corner of the display, there's a back icon which you can use to return to the previous menu level at any time. Brightness. You may want a different screen brightness level depending upon the venue. For example, a bright screen in a dark theater may distract others, while a dim screen in a sunny outdoor setting may be difficult to read. Brightness options include low, medium, and high. Use the Menu Select button to choose your preferred display brightness. Once selected, the box will remain around the current setting to indicate it's active. About. In this menu, you can view the current firmware version and hardware version of your receiver. This information can be helpful when troubleshooting, especially when working with a Williams AV TechServices representative. To return to the previous menu, press the Menu Select button. Regulatory. This menu displays a list of regulatory agencies and certifications that the receiver complies with. Use the up and down arrow buttons to scroll through the list of approvals. To return to the previous menu, press the Menu Select button. Advanced menu. This menu offers deeper configuration options to tailor your Infinium receiver experience. The available categories are Device Lock, Screen Timeout, LED Enable, Default Volume, Signal Display Mode, and Factory Reset. Use the Menu Select button to enter the setting and view the options. Device Lock. The Device Lock menu offers 3 levels of access control. Unlocked, where all settings and functions are fully accessible. Settings Only, where the advanced menu is hidden. Users can't change advanced settings like Screen Timeout, LED indicators, Default Volume, or Signal Display Mode. And finally, Settings and Channel. Here, both the advanced menu and channel selection are hidden. The device remains locked to its configured broadcast channel. Device lock options are ideal for situations where receivers are distributed to attendees to protect users from inadvertently changing settings or channels. To unlock a receiver with a device lock applied, from the main menu, tap the Menu Select button. Once the Options and Information menu appears, press and hold the Channel Balance and Menu Select buttons simultaneously for 3 seconds. The Advanced menu will become visible. Navigate to the Device Lock menu and change the setting to Unlocked. Screen Timeout. The Infinium receiver offers 4 screen timeout options: 10, 20, 60, or 120 seconds. This setting determines how long the display remains on during periods of inactivity when no buttons are being pressed. A shorter screen timeout will help preserve battery life. LED Enable. This setting allows you to enable or disable the LED in the Power Status button on the top of the Infinium receiver. In some environments, such as dark theaters or performance venues, the LED may be visually distracting. In such cases, you can choose to disable it. Default Volume. This option lets you set the volume level that the receiver will start with each time it's powered on. This feature can help protect users by setting a lower startup volume to prevent hearing damage or ensure a consistent, optimal listening level. Use the up and down arrow buttons to adjust the volume for your preferred setting. Signal Display Mode. This option controls how the signal strength level is shown in the channel list. You can choose between 2 display styles: an icon, where the signal strength is represented by bars like a smartphone signal indicator shown next to the channel name, or a value, where the signal strength in decibels is displayed next to the channel name. For reference, a signal better than -70 dB is considered suitable. The closer the value is to 0, the stronger and clearer the signal. And finally, Factory Reset. If you'd like to reset your Infinium receiver back to the default factory out-of-the-box settings, you can do so by selecting Yes in this menu. Selecting No will take you back to the Advanced menu. Thank you for watching the Infinium receiver tutorial. To learn more about the Infinium Auracast system, we encourage you to watch our other Infinium tutorial videos, including the Infinium Controller Front Panel UI tutorial as well as the Infinium Controller Web UI tutorial. As always, if you have any questions or need support, you can reach the Tech Services and Design Department by emailing us at techservices@williamsav.com. For any sales inquiries, email info@williamsav.com.